Hello, Internet. I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode 331. We've been off for about a month. A lot of personal things have come up, kind of vacations, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we haven't gone away.
I got real sick. I got the flu and almost died. But that shit happens. So. But
we're not going anywhere. We were just talking about plans for the future. We're looking forward to it. We hope you enjoy it. And we got 3 interesting wines for you today.
Yeah.
We're going to start out with something. Dan picks today. I was running errands in Portland today, swung by the Teutonic Wine Company to have a couple glasses of wine with Barnaby there. Had a real nice time hanging out. And picked up this is the Triple Fist Gamay Noir, part of the Tripod Project, which is 3 winemakers in Portland. Most of you who know this show are familiar with them. Tom Monroe from Division Wine Company, Jesse Skiles from Faust Piece, Barnaby Tuttle from Teutonic Wine Company.
3 solid winemakers.
3 solid winemakers.
Yeah, really good winemakers.
Fun guys to hang out with. I always love to see what they do. And every year, as buddies, they get together and make a wine as part of the Tripod Project. Sometimes they've made 2. But they buy a bunch of fruit. They split it 3 ways. They all take it back to their respective wineries, make the wine the way they would make it without any contact with the other 2 guys. And they all come back together, dump it into the same bin, and bottle it. So is that a recipe for the best wine ever made? Probably not. Is that a recipe for something really cool and interesting and a way to mix together the efforts of your friends, represent something really interesting coming out of Portland? Absolutely.
Fantastic
I think it's a great story behind it. It's always fun to taste every year. This last year they did Gamay Noir, some other white grape I think, but this is what we have in front of us today.
All right.
2014.
Let's try it out. Heavily floral.
Yeah, darker fruits on the nose, a little bit of blackberries. Get a little bit of reduction there, but I think it works. I think it works with the fruit, with the dark fruit.
It's like big time like rose petal, like dark, like damp. I mean, maybe it's just like from working out in the yard or something. But like it's like damp floral.
Yeah, and blackberry is definitely dominant for me. So.
It smells pretty good though. Yeah, I like it.
Really nice acidity on the palate. It's got that really good pop of like fresh red fruit that I like from Gamay Noir. Good acidity. Yeah,
big time. It's cherry driven, cranberry driven. Maybe even a hint of like sort of grapefruit citrus driven, but the acid is killer along with the fruit. Really nice place. Like it's not like sort of like there's no disjointedness. Like it's all really well put together.
Yep, a little bit of a tannic touch. Again, right, a little bit of reductive quality, like keeping that fruit a little darker, leaning towards like asphalt or something like that, but it's not heavy, right? It still has that bright fruity character that Gamay brings to the table. And just a nice, fun, interesting wine. So
yeah, a bit of tannic grip. I really like where the tannins are in this. Like they just seat and they like provide a little bit of grip, but the acid is really like the thing that like presents all the fruit and really helps extend the fruit flavors here. Really well made.
Yeah, and
pretty interesting. Like when you smash all these these winemakers' fruit together, whatever. But like it's pretty sweet.
And 2 of these 3 guys have tasting rooms in the city. So I'd say if you're ever in there, order a glass, chat them up. What did you do with your third of the fruit? It's a good story, cool stuff. If we were better researchers, I'd have that story from each of the 3, but we don't have it today.
I think the drink's really good.
Yeah. We're gonna drink some Riesling next. I'm into it.
Well, Dan's behind the game, so let's just talk about this. So this is the Immich Anker 2015 Eisbruch, right?
Yeah,
Eisbruch,
yeah.
Eisbruch. So this Riesling Trocken.
Yep.
How do you get this if you're in Oregon?
So this is a little early preview I was lucky enough to get, but there's going to be more of it coming into the state through Garagiste. And normally we try not to talk about wines that are completely impossible to get when it comes to German stuff. We fail every now and then.
Get that shit, right?
Yeah, but this one's going to be a little harder to get because the offer's already out and the wines are on the way here. But I bet you're going to have some friends that got some of this. And my big point of tasting it is I want to talk about how good it is and get you to sign up for the Garagiste email because I was talking with Daniel Immich, the winemaker here, and he's had a good experience working with Garagiste, and I bet he's going to do it in the future. So sign up for that mailing list. Keep your eye out for Immich Anker. Garagiste has been publishing a fair number of German offers over the past year, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. And a lot of these are from smaller producers that you don't hear a lot about in the States. And I think if we hadn't had the connection through Barnaby. I don't think I know who they were either.
Exactly. Like Teutonic was bringing these guys in originally, right?
But
like
so they're not a
Portland
big
market.
name on the national scene.
Absolutely
but
not.
On our full recommendation, Immich Anker, if the name comes through, get some of those bottles.
Yeah, and definitely it's one of those situations where if you ever find yourself in Germany, this is a fantastic place to visit.
Yeah. He's done shows with us a couple times. He's been watching us for a while.
Yeah, so Barnaby and Olga originally brought a Daniel here to the States, right?
Yep.
We did some winemaker tastings, and he just makes some great wine. 14th generation winemaker, one of those things where it's like impossible to even think about, like for us Americans. But yeah, so we're going to get to try what is considered one of his better wines.
Totally. This is like a parcel of old vines right up against the Mosel River.
100-year-old vineyard.
Yeah, just outside of Enkirch.
Yeah.
And it was just north of Schrabentrabach, just barely, for those of you who kind of know those details. But yeah, really old vines, steep slopes, all that good stuff. Dry.
We did a show in the vineyard one time.
Actually, that's right, yeah.
150 shows ago or something like that at this point. So yeah.
New arrival. This is the first time I've tasted this wine.
And you can say about 2015
in
the Mosel Valley was considered a very highly regarded vintage.
Yep,
right?
yep. So, a lot of hype.
A lot of hype, yeah. Man, it smells fantastic.
Steely, minerally, getting a little bit... I don't think it spends much time on the lees, but I'm getting a little bit of that on the nose. Mm-hmm. Which with dry Rieslings, to me, lends itself more towards ageability and like suggests a future for it. Mm-hmm. Something that comes to mind.
The fruit is more, it's like pretty lean, like almost semi-austere, citrus components like lime, pineapple, like young pineapple.
Yeah, your palate's better than mine.
But like those are the fruits that are like coming across mostly, and a strong mineral component on the nose. It smells awesome. So, and like typically like Mosel Rieslings, dry Rieslings can have a little bit of like a gassy component. This has none of that. It's like just fresh fruited and mineral driven. Yeah. That fruit and acidity touches down right away on that palate. Oh man.
A little bit of like lighter citrus, a little bit of pineapple, not like the super ripe heavy pineapple.
Yeah.
Just perfectly ripe.
Wow.
Good texture to the acidity. Good depth of fruit without any weight. It's really, it really brings what I like to see out of a dry Riesling, and it keeps that light character all the way across.
Totally. Like the acid lifts like the fruit across the board here. And it's like totally remarkable that grapes could even produce a flavor like this. Like this is, it's kind of crazy, right? Like you would never, it's like sort of like tropical fruit flavors, very heavily lifted by acid. Really. Yeah.
And so much
delicious.
So much like mineral, like just a ton of stones too, right? Like smashing pineapple on a bunch of rocks. Makes you think of the slate from the vineyard, right? Makes you think of the steep slopes.
This'll drink great for years, in my opinion. Like this is a very ageable wine.
Man, and it's just so refreshing on the palate too. Like you could drink, we could just hang out and drink bottle after bottle of this all night long. This is.
Well, it's like 12% alcohol. We would fucking waste it if we did that shit.
Yeah.
12% alcohol. Yeah.
Wow, nailed it. And I will say though, I'm enjoying it thoroughly right now. I think it'll even get better as a little bit of time goes by. So the other bottles I've got,
agreed.
Give them a couple months, I think, before I check in again.
But the intensity is all here. Like one thing about 2015 that I've like heard across the board is that like intensity levels are supposed to be like pretty robust, right? And the acid level, the fruit intensity here is fantastic, and I think as far as like 15s are concerned, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Good sense of complexity, and I really, if you haven't figured that out yet, big fan of this producer, and I'm really excited that Garagiste is bringing it in because, of course, their prices are super competitive with the direct imports that they do. So
if you're a fan of Mosel Riesling, you should definitely be buying some.
And you should be aware of it, man. This stuff's been showing up in more publications. It's definitely worth keeping your eyes on.
Well, finish your wine. Let's talk about the last wine.
Last wine.
Where did you
this
get this?
I got this at Vinopolis, which is a crazy opportunity.
A local wine retailer. It's actually a pretty big name here in Portland. So
yeah, and we did a previous version of this wine. I think the 2013. This is the auction wine. We gave a big talk about it last time Avold was on the show. And it was really crazy to discover that that they had brought in this auction wine to their retail shop. It's really rare to see that happen in the States.
Totally.
So jumped on it. This particular bottle was a gift from my girlfriend Joy. Thanks, Joy. And I immediately went out and got a few more for myself to back it up so we could do this on the show. And I'd still have more bottles to drink. Yeah. But we really liked it at the time. And I think it's still for sale. So this is a really unique opportunity in the States. Get on Vinopolis website. Look for the Kees Kieren 2015 Erdener, right? Erdener Treppchen?
Treppchen, yeah.
Spatlese 2-star auction wine. It says that right in the list. It's like $30. It's a steal. We were just talking about this. What if it was
You're talking about auction wine at this level for $30 a bottle. I mean, that's pretty remarkable.
And if this was white Burgundy from a respected producer from one of the great vineyards that was barrel selected and released in limited fashion, this would be a $700 bottle of wine, right?
Highly speculative, but yes. You know what I mean? Germany's not there yet, but when you're talking about these vineyards and how small the actual production is of the vineyards, I mean, they're right there. Just that Germany isn't Burgundy.
Right. And it's a great and rare opportunity.
Totally.
If you like what we have to say about this wine, get online, get it while you can.
All right. So, yeah. And again, 2015, a highly regarded vintage. Let's check it out. Oh, man.
We were talking about this when we pre-tasted these, that this definitely has a lot more richness to it. And it's interesting. It's not that far south along the river from this wine, but definitely is bringing more of that tropical character to the palate. Definitely, it just richer, still greenish apples, but richer and more fruity in character on the nose. This is also a sweeter wine, where this is a dry wine.
The aroma on the nose is fantastic. Sort of tropical fruited, maybe Honeycrisp apple, but a bit of that sort of gassy petrol aroma that you get out of good Mosel Rieslings. It's definitively Mosel on the nose. That's one thing I really like about it.
I'll give you that.
You smell it, and you're like, this is Mosel Riesling. And that, I love that. It's one thing I love about the terroir of Mosel wines, is that they tell you exactly what they are. And it's one of the few wines in the world, at least for me, so far, that does that. So.
And as I'm getting more into it, a little bit of rhubarb on the nose, too, but great complexity. Really engaging.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Hits with acidity and sweetness on the palate right away. Evolves right to complex flavors, right? I think that rhubarb definitely comes through on the palate, that acidity keeping things crisp, tight.
Sure.
And then some of those more ripe peaches, I think, are bringing the sweetness across the
big time stone
fruitiness palate. Yeah.
Maybe a hint of green or cantaloupe, green melon or cantaloupe. But definitely a hint of appliness. That's it's just the one thing you can say about 2010 had this and 2015 has got this in special certain wines, and this is one I would consider it, is the intensity level is maxed out.
Man,
it's just a very intense wine, and that's not something you get in every vintage. Right?
Nope.
And one thing I would say about 2010, the intensity of the acid and the intensity of the fruit was super high, and that's they were all paired together very well. And I haven't experienced that in every 2015, but this is one of them, right? The fruit intensity, the flavor intensity is just fucking, excuse my language, punching you in the face, and the acid is super high and just balancing it all out. And I think it's, this is a very special 2015.
The finish is just magnificent on this, as it's sitting on my palate. The acidity rises up, but there's the complexity of the rhubarb and the peaches and other fruits just linger and continue to evolve and change. We're getting into a minute here. Gosh, you get into weird. Yeah, you're running out of reasonable descriptions, kind of like resonance, like echoing tones.
It's almost some sort of masturbatory at this point, where it's it's so good.
The finish is magnificent. Yeah.
But honestly, 2015 is across the board considered very good, but there are some very special wines, and this is one of them. So, yeah. I mean, and of this style,
You're not going to do any better at this price point.
Yeah, $30.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Race me to buy it at Garagiste.
So yeah. Like I said, by the time when the show wraps up, we're probably going to do it. By the time you guys see it,
we're like stock analysts.
You
we're
should
like,
get
right. It's already bought out. It's already gone. Here you go. Buy it.
Hopefully, I'm hoping there's a few bottles left for those of you who take our advice here. But
anyway.
But fun show today. I think some cool stuff from Oregon, some cool stuff from Germany.
Yep. Sorry we've been gone so long.
Talking about what we love. Yeah.
The next few shows, I hope to get into like some deep Oregon Pinot. Let's like get back to what we know and love.
Spring releases are kind of in play for people now too. Right.
Yep.
Stuff's coming out.
But I appreciate you guys watching the show. We've seen the likes and seen the views across the board, across Facebook and YouTube, and I really appreciate you guys keeping up with us in the meantime.
Absolutely. Man.
Yeah. So, question of the day or question of the month. Dan, come on. No, nothing.
I was gonna let that go. Nobody answers them. I'm not.
Oh man, you're gonna make me cut.
Yep. Damn right.
Shit.